bringing the people behind our food to life.
Myself, along with two other co-founders, Joe Ockery and Matt Stormont, we've designed a modular garden box system that's made out of blocks. They're interlocking, so whatever space you have available, you can take the blocks and stack them accordingly and create your own garden box to grow your own produce. The blocks are manufactured in Vancouver, Washington. They receive an order of pelletized little pellets of the recycled food grade plastic. And then they pull the pellets up into a heating coil that heats the plastic up to about 400 degrees. And then that gets injected into the mold that we've designed. The idea of the blocks was actually came out of an MBA project, and we had an assignment to do a business plan, and the professor said you can either do something that is made up or you can do something that you may actually use in the future. And we thought, if we're going to put all this work into it, why not make something that we may actually use? And so we originally started with a produce sharing website idea. We like the idea of how food can actually bring communities together. That led us to discover that there's actually quite a few people who don't get into gardening because of the building of the garden boxes themselves and not having the vehicle and the tools necessary to put the garden box together. And so they just figure, oh well, I guess I can't do that. And so that's where we started brainstorming down the road of what if we could create something that was lightweight, it was modular, so it was easy to put together. And when we started developing the original designs, we learned a process in our MBA classes of something called rapid prototyping. And the idea behind rapid prototyping is you come up with the design and then you actually create a prototype of it so that you can work with it and test it before you go into all the manufacturing costs and production to make sure that you get it just how you want it. These are some of our initial prototype blocks. These are actually 3D printed, so if you look really closely at these, you can actually see little lines of where the 3D printer actually lays down layers of plastic as it's printing these blocks. And so you put in a 3D image and the printer just goes to work actually printing out a block. That definitely is a huge challenge, particularly for a startup company, because molds cost a lot of money. They take anywhere from 7, 8, 9 weeks to make, so it's a pretty involved process. There's a lot of engineering that goes into building the mold, and so that makes the molds pretty expensive. And so that's where Kickstarter was helpful in getting us to the point where we could actually build the mold, manufacture our first blocks, and get those out as rewards.
So yeah, one piece of tape and you're done.
Yeah. What we learned through our MBA was that in order to be successful, you really need to collaborate with people. And so collaboration was a big takeaway for us. And as we started connecting with our designer, our mold maker, and the manufacturers, we didn't want to just have a typical vendor that we would use and get our product and then sell it. We wanted to actually build relationships because it's really a win-win for them. It's a win for them if our product sells well, and it's a win for us if the relationship it works out well. Well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it. Collaborating together makes something so much better than we could have done just on our own.